mindful check-in. In this exercise, we're going to strengthen our skills in mindfully connecting to the here and now. We can view our attention like a spotlight, and we're going to take time shifting this spotlight over different parts of our current experience, such as our body, our thoughts, and our emotions. So to begin, find a comfortable place to sit with your back straight if that's comfortable to do. Remember, we're trying to find a position where we can stay alert and aware during the exercise. If you're willing to, you can close your eyes, or otherwise, maybe you can focus on a spot in front of you, on the wall, or on your lap. And in the first few moments of this exercise, taking some time to settle into our positions, allowing ourselves to notice our bodies as they're held in their position, noticing points of contact with the chair or the floor. And perhaps you can even notice where your clothes come into contact with your skin. Noticing where these points of contact begin and where they end. Not needing to change anything, but just becoming aware of them. And now, moving the spotlight of attention onto our breath. Focusing on the feeling of your breath as your lungs empty and refill automatically. We're not trying to change our breathing in any way. Instead, we're just simply noticing it as it happens automatically. So try to observe it like you're a curious scientist who's never come across breathing before. Tuning into the part of the body where you can feel your breath most strongly. See if you can follow that natural rhythm of breathing in and out. Next, let's widen that spotlight of attention to take in the rest of our body. Maybe doing a brief scan from head to toe and checking for any sensations we might find there. And again, the aim is not to change these sensations, but simply to become aware of what's happening in our body right now in this present moment. To observe any sensations or lack of sensations that you might find with a sense of curiosity and openness. You might find that your mind wants to label any sensations you find, maybe as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. But these labels or judgments are just thoughts, and they're just distractions that the mind is giving us. So whenever this happens, we can choose to bring our attention and awareness back to the physical sensations in the present moment, and back to continue to observing those sensations. Next, let's move the spotlight of attention onto our minds and begin to notice our thoughts. So try to observe any words or pictures that may come into your mind, and again, try to maintain that sense of openness and curiosity. You might find that your mind feels very busy with lots of racing thoughts. Or perhaps you might find that the process of turning your attention onto your thoughts quietens the mind, so it's hard to notice any. Neither is right or wrong, and all we're doing is simply turning our attention to our minds and noticing whatever might be going on inside of us in this present moment. And we can also notice that no matter what the content of our thoughts may be, we can treat them all the same way, observing them with curiosity, without needing to get caught up in them, and without needing to try and avoid or push them away. We can simply notice whatever's showing up for us and just allow them to come in and out of our minds in their own time. Finally, let's move the spotlight of attention onto our emotions. So turn your attention back towards your body and see if you can notice any emotions or feelings showing up for you right now. Notice where in the body that you can feel this emotion most strongly. And again, trying to maintain that sense of curiosity and openness. Continue to observe and notice this feeling, trying to gather as much information about it as you can. See if you can notice where this feeling starts and where it stops. Imagine if you could draw an outline around the feeling. What shape might it have? Is the feeling on the surface of your body or is it inside? Maybe both. How far inside does it go? Where is the feeling most intense and where is it weakest? What's its temperature? Hot or cold? Is it heavy or light? See if you can give this feeling a label. For example, you might be noticing a feeling of frustration, or boredom, or sadness. And you might notice, as you observe this feeling, that you have an urge to fight with it or push it away. And if you do so, just simply acknowledge that urge, but see if you can still allow it to be here. We don't have to like the feeling, we don't have to want it, but see if we can allow it to be just as it is in this moment. Continue to observe it with openness and curiosity, gathering as much information about the feeling as you can. And as you continue to observe this emotion, breathe into it and around it, almost as though you're creating space for it, allowing it to be just as it is in this moment, however that makes sense in your mind's eye. And now, let's widen the spotlight of our attention again. So, beginning to notice the rest of our bodies, maybe scanning from head to toe again, noticing again those points of contact with our body and the chair and the floor, and expanding our awareness out further, beginning now to notice any sounds in the room around us. And now maybe opening our eyes and noticing what we can see in the room. And just spending a few moments sitting in what we call open awareness, being aware of our bodies, our thoughts, our feelings, and all of the things that we can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. Being aware of the present moment. Taking a couple more breaths before coming back and ending the exercise.